So Oliver, who I recently connected with on LinkedIn, just dropped me a question about how ZenMaid distributes all of our content and when did we start generating so much content. So Oliver runs Repio, I believe it's Reppio. I can get the URL, check the link in the comments below for the URL, but I just thought I would record a quick video to answer that question because I think it's a really good one. So ZenMaid actually sort of came across content marketing almost by accident. That I personally ran my own maid service before starting ZenMaid, and when doing that, because we had wanted to start promoting ZenMaid on Google AdWords, I did all of the keyword research to figure out every keyword that a maid service like ours should be ranking for. So residential home cleaning, maid service, cleaning company, house cleaning, home cleaning, all of those. And it came out to be about 47 keywords. And so when we started ZenMaid, at some point it just occurred to me randomly of like, oh, maybe I should share that. And so initially that was actually a blog post that we did that was just shared, sort of explaining why people should be using Google AdWords, and then it had a link to all of the research that we'd done. And so since then, we've turned that into a lead magnet so that we collect people's email addresses in exchange for that resource. But that is essentially how ZenMaid started with content marketing. And to be honest, we sort of put that up there, and then I didn't really think about it all that much, that I was working on a lot of other things. Oliver mentioned in his email to me that I think they've been doing cold calls and cold emailing to get their first 25 customers. That's exactly how it worked for ZenMaid as well, that to our first 100 customers, all of them came from cold emails, cold calls, and then we got lucky on a cold call that we unintentionally landed a partnership that made us a bunch of money. And so then the other question, well, I guess that's sort of the history of ZenMaid's content marketing and how we got started with it. And then the other question that was asked, the two questions, is how do you distribute the content and when did you start generating this much content? So our content is essentially what we use for all of our email lists. That every piece of content that I've written over the past couple of years is now part of our email sequence. And this is another one that just came out of necessity, that I was essentially too lazy in the beginning and didn't want to deal with it. I'm non-technical, so I didn't want to deal with spreadsheets even or any of that stuff. And I didn't want to be sending out emails that were either only for ZenMaid customers or only for not ZenMaid customers, because at the time, this is 6 years ago, at the time I didn't really have a clean way of segmenting the lists. And so as soon as we saw a little bit of the content working, what we did was we essentially set a goal that every email that we sent out had to be valuable to both a current ZenMaid user and to someone not on ZenMaid. So we essentially started sharing all of our content, and then at the end of the content there would be a call to action of, if you're not already a ZenMaid customer, click here to learn more, about our scheduling and management. And so that's essentially where we distribute all of the content. Now we do a lot more content on social media, sharing to Facebook, to LinkedIn, and all that jazz. I mean, it's really Facebook, because Facebook, we have our Facebook page that we've got quite a few followers, and then we have two very, very engaged Facebook groups. But the other reason that we write all of this content is for SEO purposes, so that our SEO, that our organic leads are coming in through a lot of these articles that we're writing. None of them are written for SEO purposes, because that usually leads to low quality articles, but over time we've gotten a lot of good recognition from Google, and so that really helps with our content distribution. And then the other just big thing that I think is really important to take into account when generating, when generating the content, but also when distributing the content, is I think that a lot of people underutilize distributing content one-on-one. So we just wrote an article on 25 things that every maid service should be doing to market their business. And that's because we've seen time and time again people asking us, hey, like, I just signed up for the software, but I'm not getting enough leads yet. Is there anything you guys can send me, or is there anything you guys can do to help me out? And sometimes they mean within the software, but being able to send them a great resource about marketing is going to help their business. And so our team is actually trained up so that when people ask about specific topics, we have different content pieces that we can send them on just a one-off sort of basis. So someone goes, hey, I'd never thought about this before, but someone just mentioned that my voicemail sucks, and we go, okay, great, that's one of the first articles that I wrote of this is the information you must have in your maid service voicemail, or you're going to miss out on easy business, because a lot of people have something automated, or they don't even say where to go online to find more information about the maid service, right? And so we do a lot of our stuff like that. And then trying to think if there's really anything else. I mean, I think it really just comes down to sort of that one-on-one stuff, some social media. Guest posting is another one that when we write all this content, some of the time we'll go to industry consultants and see if they want to guest post it, on their blogs and stuff like that. But I think that pretty much covers just about everything that we do. So if you're watching this, thank you for doing so. Again, feel free to drop a comment. We'll check the comments below to find the link to Oliver's software. And if you've got any follow-up questions for me or anything, drop a comment below. Drop me a message at my website, which is theamericandream.com, or just contact me any other way through social media, Twitter, anything like that, and just let me know. Would love to record more content like this if there's anything else that you guys want to hear about how we're making it happen. So yeah.